what does retirement look like for you? So somebody asked me the other day, like, there's so many different ways to think about retirement that a lot of people think it's just work a really long time, save a bunch of money, and then at some point you're going to kind of quit your job and go live on a beach for the rest of your life. To me, that just, it never really felt right to work your entire life, save, and then at some point maybe kind of go have fun. So to answer kind of the question that was proposed to me the other day is there's so many different types of retirement. What does that really mean for you? Because that's really the best question. Everybody's got their own little kind of niche on how they want to live life, and what does that really mean? So I was doing some kind of poking around, and there's tons of definitions of what retirement means. Some of the ones that kind of came up that I thought were interesting is FIRE, financial independence, retire early. FIOR, financial independence, optional retirement. FFLC, fully funded life change. SHIT, side hustle income travelers. And there's just tons of definitions out there. And what I love about that is everybody's kind of got their own little thought of what retirement actually means. So it kind of comes back to some of my previous videos where I talk about the 6 basic needs of humans: certainty, variety, significance, love, progress, and service. Without understanding the balance of those and maybe a tiny leaning towards service and progress, you're going to be kind of out of whack, maybe not as fulfilled, maybe not as purposed. Because when we're out of balance, we just kind of feel a little bit lost, like there's this hole that we're trying to fill. And so often we try to fill that hole with stuff or with the wrong type of actions. So if we can shift it into a more progress, service, and love-based versus significance, variety, and certainty, we can get those 3 from the other 3. And I think that's really powerful to know. So what is kind of my definition of thought around retirement? It's simply this: freedom. The freedom to do what you want, where you want it, with whom you want, whenever you want, and the money to actually go and do that kind of stuff. And obviously I mean it all in the legal sense. But it's truly that, just the freedom to go and do whatever it is you want to go do in that moment. Whether that's lounge on a beach, whether that's go on a mission trip and go serve other people in a different country, whether that's serving people here in your own country, go start a passion project, go help orphans, go help somebody in a hospital who needs a friendly ear because they don't have anybody else. These are all things that you can't do without time and without money, because stuff's expensive, right? So you have to have at least time freedom and money freedom to go do some of this stuff. That's also where location freedom is. If you want to go abroad, you need location freedom. And to get there, you need some kind of nest egg, whether that's you've retired a long time and you just have a lot of money to sit on. And that's kind of where that 4% rule comes in. If you can live off 4% of your net assets, you're usually staying ahead of the game. Now, consult your financial advisor, right? All, yada, yada, yada. These are just my opinions. But that 4% rule is kind of nice because in the market, for the most part, we're going to get higher returns than 4%. So if you're only pulling out 4%, your assets are growing over time, and you're not really shrinking unless we're in a really bad market environment. So this is also where you can think about like passive income. If you never actually have to touch your assets and they're growing, and then you also get that benefit of all that passive income. This could come in the form of dividend stocks, your income options. So if you own stock, you may be getting dividends on it, and then you sell income options on top of that, or just sell income options in general. Real estate properties, amazing, because you get the growth of the real estate, you have the appreciation. Somebody else is paying the mortgage for you, so you're getting basically free capital there. And then on top of that, you're getting the rental cash flow income. So these two are the emergency, right? And then the cash flow is what you're living on. debt funding. Really interesting way to kind of hedge against everything else, because people have credit card bills and house payments and car payments and stuff like that, and they need loans. So instead of getting from a bank, there's companies out there that take money from investors and then use that money to pay these guys who need loans. So if you're on that end of it, right, you're getting interest from that. Really neat way of doing it. REIT funding. So when somebody has a project, they want to go build a high rise or renovate a building, they go and ask, hey, investors, I need this, and then you're going to get a certain amount of return. Great way. Course creation. You have knowledge. You're an expert in something. The question is, what that is, and then go and teach it. So there's always people, especially now, where everybody's working from home, colleges are getting less predominant because people have realized going to a 4-year college isn't necessarily the best choice anymore. Go learn from somebody who has actually gone and done it, so then you can skip all the extra stuff and go right to what you need to learn. So we're in this interesting time where subject matter experts can go and create a class and earn substantial income from that. Blogging, ad revenue, affiliate revenue, selling your own product, making t-shirts, like whatever you have to kind of associate with your blog. Great way. Some people love it, some people hate it, but MLMs, it's a great way to kind of have that leveraged income. Angel investing. If you have a chunk of cash that you can give to somebody else, maybe buy a piece of their business and get royalties off of that, great way. And there's just so many ways you can leverage your money to make more money, which kind of removes your trading time for money aspect. And at some point, you'll have more money than you have expenses. And that's where freedom really kicks in, because then it gives you the opportunity to go do what you want, when you want it, and where you want it. And then, of course, how do you get there, right? Get a job. Get out there. Get that high-paying job, or even a middle or low-income paying job. It doesn't really matter where you're starting. But then save as much money as you can from that. Don't get the silly, expensive stuff. Live off normal stuff. The expensive stuff's not going to make you happy. It may make you temporarily distracted, but in the long run, we have this weird condition where we normalize very quickly. For example, you buy a new car, 6 months later, that new car doesn't feel new anymore. Even though it may have been really expensive, it's just normal now. So putting that money towards that really extra expensive thing really doesn't do much in the long run, because that's not where we get happiness from. It's not where we get fulfillment from. That's where service comes in, and that's where progress comes in. Learning, being better than you were the previous day. Investing in yourself is massive for happiness. And then, so my corporate job funds all those other things that I'm doing. And at some point, right, the corporate job can go away and the funding from all that stuff takes over. And then for me, even when I do had that income, passive income greater than expenses, which is financial freedom, I will always still do subconscious coaching, because for me, that's my passion. That's where I get to help other people. It's personal development. I'm always growing in that space. And watching somebody be happier, better, closer to their dreams after I'm done help coaching them, it's so rewarding, because it's me giving back, it's service, it's extra income as well. And it's just that culmination of all those things together. But retirement doesn't mean giving that up. It gives me the freedom to do that without having to worry about where's the money going to come from for, healthcare, or helping my kids out, or whatever other expenses or desires come up. So I hope this helps. I got tons more notes. If you want to hit me up, I'm happy to share them with you. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this, and have a wonderful evening.